Holes by Louis Sachar. I'm going to tell you first a little history on Louis Sachar, but history is so boring, so I'll spice it up a little for ya. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, anyone?
He's from East Meadow, New York, born and raised. At Berkeley is where he studied most of his days. He was chilling out, relaxing, acting all cool till he met this cute girl outside of a school. For a couple of months, he was up to no good, wasn't selling any books in the neighborhood. Writing There's a Boy in a Girl's Bathroom is one of his books, and now he's writing about holes, and that's on everybody's nooks.
Now that you know a little about the author Louis Sachar, let's get back to the story of Holes. This is an exciting book with many ups and downs. The main character is Stanley Yelnats, a young man who has terrible luck on his side. His whole family blames their misfortunes on Stanley's great-great-grandfather, who was said to be cursed for stealing a pig from Madame Zeroni. Stanley hit yet another unlucky break in his life as he was walking under a bridge and he was hit by a pair of shoes. When he picked up the shoes that had just hit him, a cop car pulled up and arrested him for stealing. The shoes were actually a famous football player's cleats. Stanley was charged as guilty at the court hearing and was afraid he was going to be sentenced to jail. But no, he was in luck. He was sentenced to a juvenile correction facility called Camp Green Lake. Ah, now that can't be that bad, can it? Oh, yes it can. This place was run by a crazy warden and 2 men to help her. Stanley met a lot of people in the juvenile facility, such as Armpit, X-Ray, Zigzag, and soon to be a very close friend, Zero. These boys are a little rough around the edges, but are soon to figure out the real reason why they are sent to Camp Green Lake. All that they know for sure is they are digging holes. Lots of holes. This book actually created a digging movement. Everyone, everywhere was inspired to dig holes. Okay, this may or may not have happened, and I can't cite this information, but anyways, every day these characters were forced to complete a 5-foot by 5-foot hole. As they continue to dig, they start hearing stories of the history of Camp Green Lake and the infamous woman nicknamed Kissing Kate Barlow. She was a nice and sweet school teacher who was in love with a man named Sam. Sam was a very kind and helpful young man. The only problem was he was African American. And this was not okay in the eyes of the people of these days. A group of angry men teamed up together and murdered Sam. This is how Kissing Kate Barlow started. She was enraged when she found out what had happened to the man she was in love with. She went around stealing lots and lots of money and riches from people to seek revenge for what these cruel men did to her. She ended up hiding the treasure when she died. The rumor is she hid it somewhere in Camp Green Lake. This story is the adventure of trying to find the treasure and break the Yelnats family curse. Zero and Stanley work together during this adventure to try to get their freedom and find refuge on God's thumb. They encounter many challenges along the way, such as fighting off the venomous lizards, bearing the heat, dehydration and starvation, and dealing with the infamous warden. Holes has lots of unexpected twists and turns that keep the reader on their toes and guessing what could possibly come next. If only there was some way of getting kids excited to read a book, you're in luck. This book is even out as a movie. This is a way you can really get kids excited to read the story. Children love reading a book and then being reinforced by watching the movie. You can even make a lesson on discussing what the difference is between the book and the movie. This would reinforce what the students have read and help show a deeper understanding. Plus, this man is in it. Yes, ladies, Shia LaBeouf. I know, but come on, stop drooling over here. Here are also some references you may use to do lessons in your classroom with the book. I encourage all of you to read the book Holes by Louis Sachar and incorporate lessons as you read it. You won't be disappointed.